If you do not hit subscribe by now, then burn your computer and never go on YouTube again. நாளைக்கு நீங்க கம்ப்யூட்டர் எடுத்து தூக்கி போட்டுருங்க. நீங்க சாபி subscribe பண்ணுங்க.
I want you to now say that in Punjabi.
Balle 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 balle.
So super excited. We're bringing back on popular demand a guy that you've met before. This guy is an entrepreneur. He's a DJ. He's a great human. He's doing things that you should check out on his social profiles. You know what? Every time, Satish, I meet with you, every couple of months I meet with you, you've started 3 new things.
Yes.
I want to get into your brain for a second.
Okay.
What are you thinking the first 30 minutes every day? When are these new things popping up and you're like, oh, let me do this. Let me go to Brazil and start companies. Let me start a fitness company. Let me start Desi Fest. When is this happening and what are you doing the first 30 minutes every day, man?
Yeah, it's a great question, man. The first 30 minutes when I wake up, my mind is the freshest, like it's open. And a lot of the things that I dream about, you know, my personal growth, my business ambitions, my community impact, they're all at the top of my list because there's nothing else that's pushed them down yet.
Right.
So I get some real clarity, whether I'm thinking about Desi Fest, whether I'm thinking about our community project, Desi Fest X, or whether I'm thinking about young entrepreneurs that I want to help. It's a series of questions that happen to be at the top of mind the first thing when I wake up. So I don't check my phone, I don't go on YouTube, I don't check Instagram. And in that moment, it gives it a chance to breathe. And so much of what I want to try comes up in those ideas. And then I write them all down because 30 minutes later, like the world comes punching, right? So if I don't plan it, then I can't put it into play. I can't be aware. I can't keep my eyes open to what I could do.
Right.
And then I protect that 30 minutes so badly now.
So I now know one thing, that you lied to me. Then the first 30 minutes you do go and check what has Sabi BG put out there as the new video. You do not do that.
I do that before I sleep at 1 a.m.
Satish, I have noticed one thing about most of your business. Not only you're thinking about maybe how to make profits, but you're also thinking about how to give back.
Sure.
What's your thought process whenever a new business opportunity knocks on your door? What are the first 3 things you're thinking about that's going to help you or others?
Yeah, so I hate the word business because it makes it so like unemotional and like some kind of a PDF, right? I look at it as what problems can I solve? And then I also am smart enough to know I can't solve any problems by myself. So then I think about, well, who can I enlist on a crazy journey to take on a problem? And then I look at, well, for me to solve this problem and not be distracted, I need to really give a shit about like why I'm doing it. So then I connect those 3 things first. If my purpose and I got a group and the problem is real, then I can pretty much guarantee profit.
Right.
I don't know when.
Right.
It could be 1 year, 6 year, 15 years, but because I connected the other 3 dots, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Right.
And then if I'm in the game long enough, there's profit.
Open stage, something that I've been very close to as well. You've now done 6 episodes. What's the bigger vision with Open Stage?
So Open Stage was a prototype to see if we can build a community of artists and musicians that can contribute and build the own community. So it's kind of like a self-prophecy, right? So we called it Open Stage to separate it from Desi Fest. Because we didn't want people to think, you know, it's a stepping stone to Desi Fest. So it's a separate entity. But the bigger picture always was, how can I create a artist development program? How can I get education, connections, funding tied together? And how can we find artists that are great talent, but didn't have the guts to expose themselves yet? So the 6th episode is actually now rebranded to Desi Fest X.
Right. I know
Open Stage is retired. Desi Fest X, in our vision, is going to be in every country, supporting the local artist community with artist development, personal growth, mental health, funding, and showcase opportunity. And in the next 12 months, at a minimum, we want to be in Ottawa, Montreal, Vancouver, Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai.
What are the top few resources South Asian people, when they move here, can tap into to help them achieve success and maybe be where you are today?
Sure, I think the number one easiest thing to do is get out of your house. We tend to move here and we stay in our living rooms, we talk to our student communities or little groups of employees, and we sit in the ecosystem and wonder, how come nothing's happening, right? So go to networking events, volunteer for organizations that are doing work.
Right.
Google's a beautiful tool.
Yes.
You could very quickly find a starting group of influencers,
Yes.
and then instead of going to them and say, hey, I'm from India, this is what I'm doing, how can you help me?
Yeah.
Say, I have all these skills, how can I help you?
Correct.
The minute you step into the ecosystem, it takes you in, and if you're doing things for the right intention, it's very easy, especially in a country like Canada, to build a very healthy ecosystem for yourself. But most people make the mistake of being in silos. I'm from Chennai,
Yes.
I only hang out with Tamil-speaking people from Chennai. I'm from Punjab, I only hang out with people from Punjab. They look like me, they eat like me, they like the same taste. You stay in these pockets,
Yes.
but that's not why you came here.
Absolutely.
You came here for new experiences, new ideas, new inspiration,
Absolutely.
new stories.
True. Very
So, go make those stories. So you told me about your story about your first video.
Yes.
And then you pivoted and made another
Correct.
video.
Correct.
Today you've got what, 300,000, 400,000
Thank you.
people, right?
Correct.
So it's the same effort whether you want to be a YouTuber, a social influencer, run a business, start a festival, meet somebody to get married to one day. Like all of it is the same formula.
Very true.
And if you don't know the formula, go to somebody who's done it and literally copy and paste.
Satish, last thing. I had to force others to say this, but I know for you it's the truth. Sabby BG is your favorite YouTube channel, I know that, for sure.
Sabby BG is not only my favorite YouTube channel, it is a channel I look at before I go to bed, and I do that every night,
Right.
because I love when Sabby runs through my dreams.
Very true. So I want you to tell my audience that is watching this video and my channel for the first time that they must subscribe to Sabby BG TV.
If you do not hit subscribe by now, then burn your computer and never go on YouTube again. But if you want to be on YouTube, you got to follow this guy, you got to hit subscribe, you got to support people that are helping you.
I want you to say that in Tamil as well.
So, நாளைக்கு நீங்க கம்ப்யூட்டர் தூக்கி போட்டுருங்க unless நீங்க Sabby subscribe பண்ணுங்க.
I want you to now say that in Punjabi.
Balle 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 balle